man. 122 pounder, 10-5, man. Watch the Goodfellas Sports TV, bro.
You guys from Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Watch
Goodfellas Sports.
Goodfellas, bro.
All right, man. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia again. Oscar Duarte says that he believes Ryan Garcia was on that ish when they fought. What's so funny is Ryan accused him of being on that ish, talking about he hit him with some stuff and hit him with some shots and he still was there. So basically, what Oscar Duarte said was he basically said that, you know, when he seen Ryan Garcia at the first face-off a month before the fight, that he was fat. And then he had lost weight so fast, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he believed he was on that shit. And he said it was a month out. And like I said before, I told Bill some years ago, we had a conversation. I was telling him years ago, be careful. You know, the word on the street is, you know, allegedly Ryan was cheating, you know? And my source was right. I mean, I know a couple other guys out there that's, you know, you might be looking at it funny now. The article that Town sent me with the information said that they tested. They did anti-doping testing. Now, they test through the commission in Texas, which all fighters have to do. It's commission tests. It's, you know, it ain't that extensive. It ain't that extensive, you know what I'm saying? But I looked on the VADA Twitter page, and it was nowhere to be found that they only time Ryan Garcia's name popped up was versus Devin Haney. So if they did test, right, and he believed he was on something, and he said a month out, like I told y'all like, why would he take something and he know he getting tested? Because they had a system to beat the test. That's why. People still will take tests, still take dope, and just try to cycle off before they come for the testing. They got a way where you can get off of it. That's why he had the IVs and stuff and flushing the IVs. You know, that's why he was flushing the IVs and shit like that and using that to get it out of the system. You know what I'm saying? So they know how to get certain things in and out the system before the test come. The test makes it more difficult, absolutely. So with him saying that he felt like he was on something to make weight, you gotta understand, you gotta understand, bro, like, that's a huge part of the game. When you can make weight and still and not have to sacrifice a lot of water, a lot of lean muscle mass, and you still can be strong as if you didn't cut weight, dog, that makes all the difference. You don't have to worry about lactic buildup. You ain't got to worry about conditioning problems. You know, you in phenomenal shape. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise. Anytime somebody get caught cheating, everybody that they lost to or fought before, they think about, oh, did he cheat versus me? Did he cheat versus me? I wonder if he. And Oscar Duarte is probably correct. I heard this years ago. This motherfucker was on some shit. This ain't nothing new, bro. Like, when you hear things like, you know, you got to take it for what it is. You got to take it for what it is, man. So, you know, people can believe what they want to believe, man, and whatever. But I know I heard from my sources back a few years ago. I know what I heard. I know what they said, and they were accurate. So people can say, "Oh, it didn't matter. This, that, and the third." You know, and who all know what else he was taking? He too lazy to want to make the weight. And then you probably go back to the tank fight for him to get down to 136. We don't know what he probably to the den. We do know when PBC do they testing, it ain't, if you get popped out, it's confidential. So we don't even know what they allow him to do and what they didn't allow him to do. So that's always questionable to me when they testing ain't made, you know, public. Because anytime you got to keep something private, you got something to hide. So, excuse me. But that's just my humble opinion on it. You know, but, you know, to each his own. To each his own. To each his own. But now, you know, people gonna say, well, Duarte just saying this and saying that, and that dude Ryan Garcia is a cheater. That's what it is. Y'all believe these lies because he got a following, or because he Mexican, or he a man of God, man. The most shady people claim to be men of God, women of God. The most shady people. I was just telling somebody in the building. I knew two dudes who carried Bibles to work every day, and who was men of God. You know, when I was working at Chrysler, and they was cheating on their wives. One guy, I'm in the whip chopping it up with the new girl. We ain't talking about nothing. And the dude like, man, hurry up, man. You know, hurry up, get out, man. So I can. He trying to get on her. Like, nigga, you 50, 60 years old, bro, with a wife carrying a Bible. You shady. And I know another dude. You know, I was chopping up with this one girl at the job. You know, we talking, and you know, she kind of hit on me or whatever. I'm like, you know, I just kept it peep. I'm like, you know, and the dude laughed and shit. He like, ha ha ha. And then I went somewhere else, and they was like, oh, you know, because I had just started working there. I was like, yeah, you know, I met old girl, whatever. You know, she kind of like made a pass at me, and then old buddy kind of laughed. He was like, oh, that's his side chick. I was like, damn, he married. He like, yeah, that's his side chick. He got 2 cell phones, and that's why she you know, made that pass. I'm like, oh, I could have popped her. If I was one of them ninjas that felt obligated to fuck other niggas' women, that's just never not been a part of my DNA. I'm like, nah, you know, I'll leave her alone, you know. But hey, you know how the game go. But like I said before, all them dudes that be carrying Bibles and talking highly about the Lord, you gotta watch them the most. And Ryan Garcia, you know, is it just about making weight? Then stop, you know, go fight the weight class you should be at. Y'all talking about Devin Haney a weight bully, Devin Haney a weight bully, Devin Haney a weight bully. But Devin Haney make weight. Ryan Garcia, it seems that he needs some extra help making weight. And then we don't even know what else he was taking, because the N-Nadrine, whatever that was, that came up inconclusive. That just didn't come up by no stroke of the imagination either. You know what I'm saying? He probably did well enough to flush it where the levels didn't come to positive. I already know how this shit works. So Ryan Garcia, bro, on the real, bro, like, come on. This ain't nothing new. And of course he's not gonna come out and admit to, you know, what happened, and admit that he made a mistake and he too lazy to make weight. And once again, if you putting 1 and 1 together, you putting 2 and 2 together, you putting 3 and 3 together, you putting 4 and 4 together, you putting 5 and 5 together. That's why Scooter, 11 hours or 12 hours before the fight, that's why they brought that Scooter ninja in. Man, I looked at that dude, shady ass nigga. I'll tell you now, I don't care how many black fighters vouch for him. Tyler Perry, that ain't no hell of a vouch. Y'all ain't see that Boondocks episode of Tyler Perry and Granddad? No matter how many people vouch for old buddy, bro. Like, the story and looking at him, he was brought there to do what he do. That's all I'm gonna say. He was brought there to do what he do a back deal, door deal. He the one that's supplying the sauce to make the weight. They had a miscalculation. That's all. When you know you off weight, bro, you know you off weight, even without looking at the scale. You know if it was a good week of making weight. You know if it was a bad. You know when you running, when you working out, you feel lighter, or you feel a little bit heavy, or you know if you've been cheating on your diet and not staying to the dietary restrictions you want, or the dietary plan you want. You eating potato chips, and then you got to rush at the end and kill yourself to make weight. When through the 8-week or 10-week period, whatever you're doing, 90-day period, had you stuck to the plan, you'd have been cool. When he's talking about he brought him in with 12 hours left to make, he came in 4 pounds over. So let's say he was 7 to 10 pounds over. So you brought him in 12 hours before the weigh-in to clear 7 to 10 pounds in 11 to 12 hours. Do y'all know how hard that is? Dude, he would have to drag that ninja to the scale, bro. Do y'all understand how hard that is? All the saunas, hot tubs, crack rock, smack rock, fentanyl, whatever you want to do, wrapping up in sweat bags and sauna suits and all that shit, bruh. Ain't no way. He would have to give him something to cut that weight. he would have to give him something to cut. Then it was, Mayweather told me don't make the weight. Look how the lies and shit. So somebody come in 12 hours to help, man, absolutely not. That's what I find it funny that, you had him come in 12 hours before. You got a strength and conditioning coaches, nutritionists. You didn't see you was on weight. You knew you wasn't going to be on weight 2 weeks before. So the whole shit just sounds shady to me. But in other news too with him, he faced 1 year in jail with a felony for, for the situation at the hotel. Ain't nothing gonna come to that. He gonna plead out. He gonna come to a plea deal. He gonna pay some money, do some community service, stay out of trouble. So really, it ain't really much to talk about him going to jail, as far as that charge he got at the hotel. Ain't nothing to talk about there because ain't nothing gonna come of it. He got bread. It ain't no huge hotel. He gonna pay some damages to the hotel, lose a couple dollars. He gonna, they probably said do some community service. You do community service. It ain't gonna go on your record. No misdemeanor, no nothing. I think it's a felony charge, and they gonna get rid of all of that. That's how that's gonna go. He got bread. He'll be alright. So really, kind of talking about him and that whole hotel thing is really much to talk about. He gonna get a slap on the wrist. Now, if he keep doing stuff like that, then he gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't have money, or he'd get in trouble. So that whole hotel situation, it is what it is. Call him crash out. Crash out Ryan. So yeah, Oscar Duarte know what he talking about. I've been New years ago, and if I knew, other fighters know, and they have people saying, well, other fighters not speaking up on Devin Haney's behalf because they dirty too. And that's unfortunate, bro. Like, y'all had to cheat the game. Yeah, you cheat the games. However, you got to make your pesos, but you got to live with that. When Judgment Day got to come, you got to stick your chin up and tell God, why did you, threaten other people's lives and cheat other people in the ring? So you going to have to answer for that. We all got to answer for our mishaps and our sins. So hit the link tree, find me on Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, not Google Podcasts. Check out the Patreon. Appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Peace.